It's your girl Raq-C, La Comadre from Latino 96.3, and you're watching CruzTv.
The Automatik Shuffle.
Raq-C, let's rewind back. How'd you get started into this whole radio thing? What's your story? Everybody has their own story.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of people might think that you just landed. Like, they didn't know about Raq-C before, and then there's Raq-C on the radio, and they think it just happened overnight.
No.
You're so right.
It really happened.
Anna, you're so right. A lot of people think that I landed on LA radio because I'm cute and because I'm like, it's so much more than that. You know, some people might land on LA radio or radio because of that, but to me, it's been a journey. It's been a journey of self-discovery. It's been a journey of struggle. It's been a journey of being courageous. I was on my own when I was 19 years old. I've been on my own since I was 19 years old. My first gig was in Palm Springs at U92.7. Shout out to Dog.
Yeah.
Aggregator, but I still like him.
Yeah. Shout out to Dog. He gave me my first shot on doing mornings. And I clearly remember, you guys, when I was doing mornings on U92.7, this dude, I was the entertainment reporter. You know, I was the one that was delivering all the cheeseman, all the gossip. But since I didn't know what I was doing on radio, I would literally read it off of the paper. Like the way the Associated Press would write it. And Dog would hotline me. You know, in radio, hotline means the internal hotline rings, and that means you're usually in trouble.
Yes.
Or you fucked up.
You don't want to see that light go off.
Yeah, so I was like, oh my God, why is this fool calling me? Maybe I did a good job. He would call me, he's like, Raq-C, what was that? That was garbage. You freaking read off of the paper. You need to give it your Raq-C-ness. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I was so new to radio, but I knew that I was there for a reason. But I couldn't understand. And this fool would make me cry. He would give me hard love. But I came to understand that I always had to give it Raq-C's flavor to be Raq-cified. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And he made me just believe in myself with hard love. And then from Chicago, I went to LA. I started doing promotions and marketing for La Raza, which is our sister station of Latino. And then from La Raza, I went to Chicago, and I was working Mexican regional radio. Which, toda la gente que me conoce, I'm Centroamericana, girl. I'm about Celia Cruz. I'm about Tito Puente. I'm not about Banda Machos. I'm not about Tucanes de Tijuana.
How was that? Like,
it was really uncomfortable. If there's one word to describe it, it was really uncomfortable, but I grew a lot. I grew so much. I mean, I remember sometimes I'd be in Chicago, and just recapping all this is pretty awesome because it's like I'm going back to my journey. Sometimes I'd be walking in Chicago and I wouldn't know where I was going. Sometimes I'd be driving my car over there and I didn't know everything was MapQuest.
You were out there by yourself. She didn't have anybody. Right?
I didn't have anybody, girl. I did the morning show out there. I was up at 3 in the morning, walking to the train.
That's early. Hey.
Walking by in Chicago, girl. Like, todo mundo. I could have gotten raped. I could have gotten murdered. But I always walked with my head high. I took self-defense classes out there, like women self-defense classes. Because I'm like,
Raq-C's coming.
Because I was literally alone in a big-ass city. Like Chicago, it's funny, you guys. I would sometimes sit up late at night on the internet or like looking at maps of the United States of America, and I would look like, okay, California's over here, Illinois is over here. Like, I'm so close to New York. Like, this is where I'm living. You know, like away from LA, away from my family, away from everything. But I was there for a dream, man, and I was super uncomfortable. But my mom siempre me dice, when you're uncomfortable, it means you're growing.
Yeah. It's not always going to be in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt to whatever comes your way. If that's what you love to do, you have to, it's not going to be what you want right off the bat.
Exactly.
You say you took self-defense classes. Have you ever had to...
Hold on, I can't hear you.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You say you took self-defense classes. Have you ever had to put that to use while out there or even out here? Actually,
no, because I used a lot of the techniques that I was taught. I never had to use my self-defense classes on anybody. But I do implement a lot of the techniques. Like, for example, when you're walking on the street, even though we're addicted to our cell phones, walk with your head up high. You know, because someone that's going to rape you or is going to attack you is going to think twice about attacking you because you are alert and you're aware of what's going on. That's one thing that I learned in Chicago. I learned to be aware of what's going on in my surroundings. Yeah. Big time.
They're going to grab somebody that's caught off guard. Yeah.
You know, the other day, let me tell you, since I work 6 in the morning on Latino and I do mornings, The other day I went to 7-Eleven because Starbucks ain't open when I'm away.
I know how.
So I got to do the 7-Eleven coffee, and I like it. 99-cent refills. What?
Yeah.
I take my mug and I get refills. Okay. So I was there, and then there's always bums at the 7-Eleven that I go to. West LA, there's still bums, okay? Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Robertson, where all the stars are at, there's still bums there.
Yeah.
So they're probably like, so this fool crept up on me. And I was like, I turned around, I was like, don't ever creep up on me again. He was like, oh, miss, I just wanted to know if you had $1. I gave him $1, but I'm like, I'm so aware of when people are about to creep. Like, it just made me aware of my surroundings, you know?
Right. Raq-C, have you always been this energetic? How were you in high school? Were you a shy girl that turned into energetic?
Never have I been shy. I've always been this energetic, dude.
Were you like me that it said pleasure to have in class, talks too much?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Shout outs to Mr. Burns or Mr. Buns, whatever my chemistry teacher was. He actually was like a military sergeant, you guys. Él me sacaba de la clase.
Okay.
You know, my senior year, I got a D- in chemistry because I talk so much. And he wouldn't even call me by my first name. He would do military style. He'd be like, Cordova, out. Like he would kick me out. And one time I got so tired because soy perica, me encanta hablar. And I looked him in the eyes. Yeah. One time he kicked me out and I said, you know what, Mr. Burns? I'm going to get paid to talk one day. Because I love to talk. I love to talk, and when I talk, it's like, it's interesting, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I catch people's attention, and look, like, I wish I could see him now and be like, look, fool, seriously, you motivated. Thanks for the D-. Thanks for passing me.
Doesn't it feel sweet to prove them wrong and be like...
Absolutely, man. They say the best revenge is massive success.
Yeah.
Were you ever involved in any, like, maybe host any rallies, any school dances? Were you active on that tip, or?
You know what? I was never really into sports. The only sport that I liked was volleyball. I loved volleyball. I wasn't into cheer because I always was thick. You know, shout out to the thick ladies. I represent the thick ladies.
In all the right places,
you know, thicker than a snicker, and I rock my curves. Yeah. I'm very proud of being thick, and I'm very proud of not being a size 3. I don't ever want to be a size 3 because I want to attract a real man that can handle this. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be a size 3. I like being a size 9. I like being a size medium. It's okay. You know, like, ladies, be proud of your curves. Really be proud of them. When you embrace your curves, your body, guess what? The fellas are gonna embrace your curves and your body, and they're gonna be like, that chick rocks it.
I love how when you tweet a lot about that, being thick, because all these girls out there get the wrong message from magazines and TVs. They're all skinny, and if I was a guy, I wouldn't want a skinny girl.
You know what I like to remind girls that are infatuated with magazines and everything they read? I'm like, 95% of stuff you read and you see on TV is not real. Seriously. But, you know, I always like to remind girls that the stuff that you see on magazines, they're airbrushed.
Yeah.
They probably have acne-prone skin, and guess what? They look airbrushed. You know why? You know why I know this? Because, first of all, I know the way magazines work, and second, I airbrush all my pictures on my photo shoots. Why? Because sex sells and you want to look perfect. You want the product to look perfect. But in reality, none of us are perfect. All of us have cellulite. Even Kim Kardashian admitted she had cellulite. Like, for reals, don't be fooled.
Did your family, did your mom, your parents always, did they always push you, or did they encourage you? Were they ever opposed to what you wanted to do?
You know what? No. Gracias a Dios, I'm blessed with a super duper supportive family. My mom, my dad, my sister, my family, my tias, they always, you know what, you guys, it's kind of hard to describe or explain, but I've always been in my own world, you know, and some people might take that the wrong way, but if you know me, you know I don't mean it in that way. Like, I've always been in my own world as far as I march to the beat of my own drum. You know, I really, really, sincerely don't care what you have to think about me. You know, I like my hair red. I like having fake tits. Like, I don't care what you think about me. You know, like, if it makes me happy, you should be happy for me. You know, if you want to get a nose job because you don't like your nose, fuck it, get a nose job. If that, you know, like, I don't know, I'm really into, like, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy. If that makes you happy, if being gay, if being a lesbian makes you happy, be gay. I'm just into everybody doing what makes them happy.
Yeah. Love it.
Right about now, we're going to go back into the mix. DJ Raq-C, Raq-C in the building. Your boy MC Crew, Vanna, Queen of Hearts. It's the Automatic Shuffle. Let's go.
Yeah.
DJ Raq-C.